everyone, and welcome back to episode 17 of the KukieKnits podcast on my channel. My name is Ira and I'm your host here. I'm coming to you from Sydney, Australia, and I am mostly a knitter. I very occasionally cross stitch and even less occasionally sew. Today, everything we have is knitting. It's been about a month and a half since I last podcasted, and I'm not gonna lie, I haven't been gelling with knitting the past month and a bit longer, and even currently I feel like every project is fighting me back. So I've actually started cross-stitching last night. I'm gonna just let that knitting mojo and excitement and love come back to me naturally rather than trying to force it. My knitting mojo always takes a dive around this time of the year. The end of the year is very busy for me, and I'm like a lot of other people in the world. I find the holidays very stressful, and just as soon as people start talking about the holidays, holiday plans, holiday blah 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 at work, I'm just like, anyways. But I still have a few things to show you guys. So I've done something about the holidays to hopefully make myself feel a little bit better through the month of December. But let's get started. So my first finished object is the Koto by Olga Buraya-Kefelian, which I knit in Skeinz Tweed in the yarn. The yarn was Skeinz Tweed, which is a 10-ply yarn, and in the colorway Wisteria. So I knit this project for my friend Ine, who you guys would have met if you watch any of my vlogs, as a thank you gift. She bought the yarn, so it was her yarn. I just knit it for her and she chose the pattern. And we bought it at the sewing basket. Is that what it's called? The yarn, like consignment, or like yarn op shop, thrift shop, charity store kind of thing, but it's all a crafting charity store basically. I think they raise money for mental health services here, and so we bought the yarn there and I knit it for her. So this is what Ine looks like in it, and it fit her very, very well after all the drama and kerfuffle. I'm very happy with the project. Ine is very happy with it. She said she loves it. The points to note was I was a little bit worried because the back of the sweater was giving like a little, like a bum. No, that blocked out fine. It kind of almost already had like evened out just with the weight of the sweater when I was knitting the rest of it. So that was fine, not a concern. No extra enhancements to Ine's bum, unfortunately, for her and for me, because I'm also planning to knit that sweater later, and I would have also welcomed some bum enhancements. And then the other thing I ended up doing was I altered the pattern because the way it was knit, the sleeves were knit cuff up and then seamed, and I thought I was running short of yarn. I ended up having about a ball and a half left, so about 75 grams left, so it wasn't that close. And I think part of it was because the pattern was designed for like a Brooklyn tweed yarn, which is woolen spun, and this was a superwash yarn, and it kind of scrunched up, I think, a little bit more because the pattern has like 3 rows of knit, 1 row of purl pattern throughout. It's called an articulated rib in the pattern. So I think it was crunching up. So I kind of felt like the arms like needed to be super long. But like it stretches. I didn't even actively like stretch it to measure it. But when I blocked it and stuff, it's the perfect length. The other thing that I was worried about was that the bottom of the sweater and then the sleeve cuffs had a little like folded stockinette hem. So it's done with the provisional cast on in the pattern, and I did that with the provisional cast on in the bottom of the sweater. But for the sleeve, because I changed it the other way, I knit it top down, and then I sort of folded it up and picked up a row and knit it together with that row as I cast off. So it was kind of flaring like this, the edge slash hem. It was flaring like this, and after blocking, it was fine. Like everything worked out fine. The collar was standing up nice and well, even though it kind of I wasn't sure how well it was going to hold the structure, being the yarn is so different from the yarn that the pattern was designed for. The pattern was designed to have a quite architectural, structural look. It worked out perfectly. I was super pleased with it. I just realized that I had my aircon on while I was setting up because it's quite humid today. And it only just went silent, even though I switched it off ages ago. So hopefully you guys weren't hearing it in the background the whole time. There's also helicopters going around because I think a man went missing in our area a few days ago. I think he was seen entering the bush. I had to read off the notice so that I would know what he looked like just in case I saw him. I think they're looking for him in the area. There's been helicopter activity. Our new house is like near 2 national parks, so there's a lot of bushwalks. So if you guys hear the helicopter, you know they're doing important work. Yep, so super happy with that FO. I would knit one for myself again. I love how it looks. I'm glad Anae is happy with it. I'm very happy with it. Success, after all. Then the next finished object is my Westknits MCal. This year was called the Geogradient. Boy, was this MCal something else. I feel like I'm beating a dead horse, but anyways, that's what mine looks like. I really love this texture. And I love the border. And I'm quite happy with the size of mine. It's a smaller shawl than the previous years, but I'm happy with it. Yeah, I would usually just wear it like this, to be honest. But you can still sort of flip it around, have the triangle in the front, and you can still wear it like that. I also decided to go with the option to put the fringe on the end. It's the first time I've done like a fringed shawl. So the yarns I've used, the white is Holst Supersoft in bleached white, and then the next, like this sort of it's Holst Supersoft in almond. The gray is Adagio Mills 4-ply alpaca. It's one of the old stock. I got like it in a discounted pack in one of the markets I went to, so I'm not exactly sure what yarn it is. I'm pretty sure it's yarn left over from when the current owners, I think her name is Donna, bought Adagio. So I think it's actually the old stock from before they bought it. And then the black is against Holst Supersoft from in the colorway Slate. Oh my gosh, Slate gray. Yeah, Slate gray. So I got the almond was leftovers from my stash. This one I knit the botanical yolks pullover, and I have leftovers. I had leftovers from it, and I still have leftovers from it. And then the white and the dark gray I bought from Mindful Making, which is Jane, and she has a wonderful range of lovely neutral and as well as like lovely greens in her shop here in Sydney. So if you're looking for some Holst, have a check at Jane's shop. So, but I bought these when I was at the market at Fiberfest in Wyong last year. So, clue 1. As you can see, I've gone with the modified version of the original clue. I was halfway done with the old clue, and then I ripped it out and tried a different like modification that I had seen on the internet, and I wasn't like, I don't know, I couldn't get the slip stitch edging of it right, and it was like a big provisional cast on, blah blah blah. I got annoyed, so I ripped that out and then I cast on with the modification. So I just altered the placement of the black, because especially in my colorway with how close the other neutral colors are, you could really see the black. So I played around with the black placement. Love that one. Was halfway through with this, and then And then Steven came out with the official like new clue, and he did ask everybody to sort of change and shift direction, but by that point, this was like the third clue one I had started. The new clue was going to come out in a couple of days. I did not have a fourth clue one in me. I bought the yarn specifically for this, and I just knew that if I got too far behind, I wouldn't knit it. I usually like to finish my MCAL right on time. I don't like to have it like take up more of my month. I don't want to be knitting on the MCAL in November as well. So I just decided to go ahead with this clue. I really like how it looks. With the, especially with the placement of it later in the shawl with these two like, I don't know, it kind of reminds me like fans being this way. I think it looks good. So I'm happy with my clue one. Everything else was quite straightforward, wasn't it? This MCAL. I feel like if I didn't have to restart this middle one so many times, I would have really enjoyed the MCAL experience. Especially because I love the color palette. It was a lot of ends. I'm always so glad when I choose to do, well, I've done only 3 MCALs. Please, I'm talking like I'm a veteran. I've only done 3 MCALs. The first MCAL was the shawlography that I did. I used Holst, and that was good. Like, I'm always glad when I use Holst. And the second MCAL I use superwash yarn, and then this one is mostly Holst again, because sometimes there's so many ends, and I know he's like do the weave and Steven, but I feel a bit nervous about how well that holds on in superwash yarn. But in this yarn, like look at the ends. There is so many. I was actually worried that when I like wash this, it would just disintegrate. Just a little. But no, it worked out okay. The other alteration I made was I made the border a little bit longer, and instead of going color ABCD to the darkest and then ABCD out, I went ABCD and then back CBA, and I really love the effect that's given. I definitely saw that on someone's project on Ravelry. It was not my idea, and I still have so much yarn left, almost 50 grams in all of them. So I decided to do the fringe, and I tried doing like all 4 colors in one fringe, and it just looked really muddy. So I decided to go with, my fringe is so not like fringing. I don't know how to, like the yarn's coming apart. Like it's not like a smooth, it's fine. Yeah, so I decided to go with like 1 color each. And I'm quite happy with that. I'm happy with the placement. I'm happy with how it looks. I like the shawl. But, oh, I did low-key regret my decision to not stick to my decision of not doing the MCAL this year. I don't know. It took a lot out of me this year, and of course it was such a difficult situation. I think of course Steven handled it the best way he could, but just reading the different people's opinions, and like on the Ravelry group, especially because the first couple of days after the clue came out, he was saying, you know, modify. I was a bit I was a bit annoyed when he was like, actually no, I don't support modifications, but that's fine, that's his choice. And at the end of the day, he did say it's your project, you knit whatever you feel comfortable with. So I decided to still go on. It was just the discussion around it. I never joined the West Knits MCAL official Ravelry group. I was once in the West Knits, the first year in the West Knits, like a Facebook unofficial group, because I was so excited. It was my first MCAL. Everybody talks about the community aspect of it. I've realized it's definitely my little community I form of people I know and people who are knitting it, that we like chat about it. The bigger widespread community around it is a bit, isn't it? The comments were not it. And so even hearing people's opinions in person, I found it a little bit difficult with, of course, like there's all types of people knit, like I understand that, but Usually the people that I've surrounded myself with in the knitting community are very loving and accepting and, you know, care about other people's feelings and stuff. And just seeing that type of talk attached in the community that I hold so dear and get so much joy out of, it was a little bit kind of like switching the lights on, like at the end of a great night out, and then you can see like how gross the location. I don't know. It was a bit if I hadn't had to go on there to look about the modifications and stuff, like if all of this hadn't happened, would have been a great time. Really enjoyed most of the knitting. Love how it looks, love my color palette, but it's just I don't know. It's just not as fun anymore, the parts around it. So I don't know about next year. I probably still will. I really enjoyed the new techniques and the choosing the colors and my small community part of it, and like, oh, what are you doing this year? La 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 la. But I think it'll take me a few months to sort of come to a decision about that, to see how I'm feeling, and not currently when I'm still feeling quite A, disconnected from my knitting, and B, a bit disillusioned. That's the word I was looking for. Feeling a bit disillusioned about all of this stuff. So yeah, that's my last finished object, the Geogradient. Okay, and then moving along to my whips. I'm not vibing with anything I'm knitting at the moment. But it's not the projects, it's me. Like, I know that because no matter what I'm doing, not just knitting, like even my like life is not vibing at the moment. So I feel like the astrology girls will be like, oh, it's because your rising is in retrograde or whatever, but you know, there's bad juju in the air around me. Anyways, my first whip is the Camisole number 7 by My Favorite Things Knitwear, and I'm about here. So I just tried this on yesterday. I'm really happy with the fit. The yarn I'm using is the Great Ocean Road Woolen Mills Summer Fiesta, which is 70% merino, 30%, oh my gosh, it's never gonna focus, is it? 70% merino, 30% linen, in the colorway Sage, and it's the light 3-ply. I bought this in Bendigo. It has a lot of yardage. The finished like tank tops that they had with it in the stall there will look really lovely. I am obsessed with the color. I have a teeny tiny gripe, more based around the price of it being like a big factor. So I think I bought this, I don't know, my brain is saying 27, but maybe it was like $30 a skein. I bought 2 skeins at Bendigo, but I know it was their special pricing for the festival. I think online, they just started selling this in Sunspun in Melbourne. I think it's about 36. Not the cheapest skein of yarn. And the one, and it's a 2-ply construction, and one of the strands, there's been multiple spots in both the skeins that one of the plies has been overplied and like kind of plies onto itself and forms like a little extra string that like sticks out of the yarn, but because it's the actual ply, you can't snip it off like this. Like that's one of the plies that's overplied onto itself and formed a little string. I have that in multiple spots, and you can't clip it off because it's the ply, like it will tear the yarn if you clip it off. But I hate that this is there, considering it's not the cheapest yarn. And it's in both the skeins. I don't know if it's just this colorway. If anyone else has used this yarn, have you found that? You've noticed that? I think I have it at least 4 or 5 spots, and at the moment I've managed to tuck them into the back of the knitting, but I don't know if while I'm wearing it, it'll come up to the front. yeah. The other alteration I did was I preemptively shortened the straps by like 17 rows or something. Everyone was saying that the straps are long. On top of that, like when you wear it, the weight of it, and also like I really wanted the neckline to be a little bit higher up, so it wasn't too much cleavage. I think if it doesn't even have to be super low down for it to look slightly exposed on me, but I also didn't want to have it already lowered down and then it stretch with time or gape and like me feel like my chest is falling out. I tried it on yesterday. It fits great, but that's pre-blocking, so we shall see how it relaxes. A little bit more knitting to go. It's kind of still around my belly button area, and I think I'm going to knit it full length, so I have the option of wearing it out or wearing it tucked in rather than knitting it cropped, because then I can't wear it out. I mean, I can wear it out, but it won't be out. Was there anything else about this pattern? Have you guys tried this summer Fiesta yarn? Let me know if the other colors had this overplying thing. Oh, the other thing I meant to say, I meant to tell you guys is if you get this yarn, the skein is wide, like it's a big circumference skein, and I have a Chiagu Amish style swift. It was too big, and as I was winding it off, it fell off the back, got into the biggest tangle known to mankind. I spent ages untangling it. I had to snip it in a spot because the wool also kind of like clumps together. Not felts, but because it was clumping together. So, oh my god, it was the biggest mess. So I ended up putting clothespins on the outside, on the edges of the swift to just make it a touch longer. And I did the second skein that way, and that worked fine. So if you have a Chiagu swift, the Amish style swift, and if you feel like, oh, this skein is a bit big, like as you're spinning it, it can fall off the back. Learn from me. It was horrible. I think I should be happy with this project overall once it's done. The body of it is killing me. But then everything is killing me at the moment, so I don't even know if it's this. Because up until the shaping, it actually went by quite quick. But being broken rib, there's every alternating row has, like, you know, the knit purl. So that it's not as free-flowing knitting. Also, as you wear the rib and it stretches, it decreases the length. So I feel like I'm having to keep making it longer and longer. Yeah, let's see how that goes. The knitting process was fine. I found the pattern fine. Yeah, Camisole number 7 by My Favorite Things Knitwear. And then my next work in progress is a test knit for my friend Vera, and this is a pattern called the Micol. I might put a picture of it in. It's quite hard to see from where I am at the moment what it will look like, but this is what it looks like. It has lace across the chest and goes down the arms, and then the body is in stockinette, and they like knit in different directions. So when you cast on at the middle of the chest with the provisional cast on, and then you do the same for the back. You join together. The original pattern was written for the sleeve to continue being knit flat, but I've decided to knit it in the round, and actually I think Vera's changed the pattern now. So I am on the first sleeve. I've made no progress. I didn't even touch this for about 6 weeks during the MCAL, and then now, like, I'm just not vibing with any knitting whatsoever. So I'm kind of like here. I've actually got quite a bit done since I started on the sleeves, but I don't know what's going on with me. I feel like it's really slow process for me on this one. The chart's not too big to read because it's really only one lace repeat you're doing on the sleeve, but it's on both sides, so it's mirrored. I'm not finding the chart reading hard. I'm not finding it physically hard to knit. It's not like I can't focus on it. Yeah. Are you guys enjoying the energy and the vibes here? This yarn is beautiful. It was given to Vera for yarn support, so I did not pay for this yarn. It was provided to me. This is Knit Picks Gloss, which is 70% wool, 30% silk in the colorway Plume, which is this absolutely beautiful color. The yarn is lovely. I'm pretty sure Knit Picks has a huge sale on at the moment. I asked for some yarn from Knit Picks for Christmas, but I didn't ask for any gloss, which I'm regretting a little bit, but I have quite a few lots of 4-ply that I still need to knit, so I got different weights in the Knit Picks yarn sale. But if you're looking for a beautiful, luxurious, soft 4-ply with some silk, this is lovely. I'll keep knitting on, persevering on. I don't know. Excuse me. I don't know what else to say about this knit. I really haven't done much to say anything. This is the Micol by Vera. Hopefully I'll have more progress to show you guys. Let me check my notes. I wrote down notes like logically if there was anything else I needed to say. No. And then my last work in progress. So I cast this on thinking the broken rib and the Micol both have like a pattern and a texture. Like I just want to knit stockinette. So I cast on. This is the Moonset Tee by Ozetta. I have knit this before. But if you guys have been long-time viewers, you will probably not remember still, because why would you remember such details about a project I made? I only had 2 skeins of yarn for this shirt. And I ended up having to like downsize it so that I could fit it in. But because it's a drop shoulder, the shoulder would normally, you know, be down here. But because I had downsized it, it was quite high up here. I had to sort of extend the arm side, and it fit lovely, but it's a more snug fit than I thought. It's a more snug fit than the design like is designed to be. And I love wearing it. Like I wear it all the time. But so I was like, I need to make a second one. So I got this lovely yarn from Natural Yarn Co. So it's 100% superwash merino. So it's 4-ply in the colorway Minamura. I'll put the name. Minamura. I heard it's a location near Wollongong, somewhere there. Beautiful green, just lovely, soft, warm tone green. It's knitting up beautiful. Like, look at that, lovely. So I'm still on the back. There's quite, because I have now, this is 2 sizes bigger than the one I made last time. There's quite a bit of flat stockinette for the back before I can get started on the fun collar details. And I was like, stockinette project. What can go wrong? I don't know, like every time I'm knitting with this, and I think I need to get some wooden needles in this size. It's 3.25. I don't have wooden needles that are smaller than 3.5. Maybe it's a combination of the metal needles and the superwash yarn. I swear to God, the stitches are just like jumping off the needle when I'm like knitting on it, like, and then it jumps off the left needle and it drops down like 3 or 4 rows, and it happens once or twice every single row, especially in the purl rows. I keep having to pick it up. It's driving me crazy. I'm like, why? Why are you jumping off the needle? So this very quickly went from relaxing stockinette project hopes to I'm just gonna put you away till either you behave yourself or my juju clears, or I just buy some wooden needles so that it's not so slippery. Those are my 3 whips. I'm not gonna lie, I don't want to work on any of them. I'll talk a little bit more about my future plans, but I'm kind of hesitating from casting on something new because I don't want to have too many things going on. And I also have like an Advent project I'm intending to start on the 1st of December, which is like there's 10 days left. So I think I'll hold on till then. That's all of my works in progress. Okay. Hopefully I'm not bumming you guys out about like all my projects. I think it's normal to go through phases where you're clicking with your craft and sometimes when you're not, and I don't want to lie that I'm not vibing. Like, I'm not vibing with anything. I don't want to lie. It's just part of the ebb and flow of being a crafter. So I'm still, you know, like I'm still knitting. I still want to show you guys what I'm up to. Moving on to my acquisition / teeny tiny future plan. I spoke to you guys last time about how I was ordering 25 colors from a rainbow gradient. Like I made a rainbow gradient with 25 colors from Holst Garn, Supersoft, and I was going to split it 25 grams each of each color with my friend Anae, and I'm going to make an advent. So of course the colors, since I've chosen them, are not a surprise to me, but they're a surprise to Anae, and I've finished them up. This is just a few of them. It was really straightforward. It only took me an evening to do. Holst is already in those little compact cakes, so I just unwound from the outside onto a ball winder until it was about half, measured it, popped it one into each of the bags, and, you know, labeled them and stuff. So I've sort of got these cute little paper bags from Kmart. A pack of 20 was $3.50, and then I also got some like Christmas themed washi tape stickers, and yeah, I just made like an advent. So she's gonna pick them up, and we are going to be knitting. Like, they're so cute. I love the little stocking sticker. We are gonna be making the sweet shop blanket, which we're gonna hold with, which we're gonna make with Bendigo Woolen Mills Woodland in the colorway, I think it's called River Sand. I should have their, yeah, I have the, what do you call this? You know, like the sample color card. So River Sand is this colorway, which is the white, like a cool white, off-white, with rainbow tweed flecks. I thought it would go well with the rainbow of the Holst Garn. Super excited to start, super excited to open a package every day, even though I already know what the colors are there. Super excited to show you guys all the fun colors. And we are making the Sweet Shop blanket by Laura Penrose. So I've even printed out the patterns for us, got it ready to get started, gonna cast on 1st of December. So because I'm casting this one on, not sure if I'm gonna cast on anything else in the next 10 days. I'm just gonna work with the projects I'm working on. Hopefully my vibes come back. Somebody, for their Christmas wish, ask for my vibes to come back. Thank you. Then the other acquisitions I have, I got gifted this lovely color of linen quill. So I got gifted this from Vera. Linen quill is 50% fine Highland wool, 35% alpaca, and 15% linen. And I chose the color, and it's called, I think it's called Bird Egg Blue. Yeah, Bird's Egg Blue. Just a little gift from Vera. I'm not even sure why she gave me one, but thank you, Vera. I'll make something lovely out of it, probably one of her patterns. And then the next thing I acquired was also from Vera, which is 1, 2, 3, 4 skeins of this yarn. Just gonna take it out of the packaging. I had a little bit of a moth scare in my house, so I'm extra paranoid. So this is the Ula Lia 4-ply 100% camel yarn. And this has been dyed with botanical dyeing, and this is in the colorway Natural Weld. So Vera did not like this yarn. She doesn't like how it feels, like kind of sticky and limp. That's how she described it. I see what she means about the, like it has a feel to it, for sure. She even washed the yarn, which is why they're not in the original skein shape. She's not knit with it, but it's just washed. She decided she didn't want it. She asked me if I wanted it, and I was like, sure, I can always use some camel. I've never tried camel. I don't even think I have any botanically dyed yarn. So I'll probably make something for my husband with this actually. He's still tossing up whether he likes the color or not. If he doesn't, I'll make something for myself, or even like hold it double with like something else. No plans for this yet. Ula plus Lia 4-ply camel in the colorway Natural Weld. And then the next yarn I've acquired is the JC Rennie Supersoft Cashmere in Cherry Blossom. This yarn actually lived in a freezer for a week before it got back to me, along with all my sweaters precautionarily. This beautiful colorway. So my friends originally got this in a D-stash, and I saw her get it from another person who she bought it originally from, Diana. And I was so jelly because A, I've been dying to try this yarn. B, it's a very me color. And then my friend Afro decided that they didn't want it. Like a couple of them like split. We're going to split the yarn, but they decided they didn't want it. So I bought it off them. Yay! It was meant to be, I think, all along. Or maybe like my jealous eyeballing gave them bad juju and they just gave the yarn to me. High chances of that as well. I am thinking of making the, like one of the patterns from the Gudrun Johnson Shetland Heritage 3 book, like the one which had the Vera and that book that was super popular a couple of years ago. It has a dress pattern in there called the Elsk. I'll pop a picture of it in. I'm going to try and make that with this, but let's see how it goes. It's a very long-term project. Definitely not starting it anytime soon, but that's my plan. And then the next yarn I've got is one skein of the Holst Garn sock yarn. So this is 50 grams, it's 80/20 in the colorway Sweetheart. So 2 of these were a free gift with the advent calendar. So one's for me and one's for Anae. It looked red in the picture, but I'm actually super happy that it's this fun little pop of pink. Speaking of pop of pink, finally got my hands, because Spotlight was having a sale on this lovely hot pink Aran Wade cotton to make the Boulevard bag by Lily Kate France, specifically this one. I have all the other yarns for it, but finding that cotton for the outside, I found it quite difficult. Because I know like Bendigo has Aran Wade cotton, but this seems like a lot like sturdier and thicker. I always find that the Bendigo cotton is a little bit thinner. So I just decided to go with this one. However, my God, what are the prices at Spotlight? Because this 100 gram ball of cotton, it's just 100% cotton. It's made in Italy though, so maybe it's a good yarn. It's $13. I got it on sale for like $7 something, but I thought that's a lot for cotton from Spotlight. No? Super excited to have this bag. I've been dying to knit it. Such a cute accessory. Maybe this is the project, like the unusual project that I need to pull me out of my knitting funk. And then the other acquisition I have is that I did a fun little sock yarn swap with my friend M. She's Miss M Vintage, and she also has a podcast on YouTube now. I will link it down below if I remember. If I don't, please somebody comment and I will link it. And this was from the Australian Wool Store. It was a secret sock, part of the Secret Sock Club, month of July. And she's already knit a pair out of this, and we swapped sock colors. Why not? I gave her a yarn that I've already knit a pair out of, so there's about 60 grams left. So cute, super fun, bright colors. I don't think I'll knit them together. That's a lot, isn't it? But happy to play around, or maybe even add it into my blanket or something fun like that. And then my last acquisition is one that I have had for ages. So I got this in September at Fiber Fest. I bought this as a birthday present for Anae originally from Natural Yarn Co. This is the Eucalyptus Fade, the 3 skein. How beautiful is that? So Anae is a blue person. I'm a pink person. I'm going through a green phase at the moment. But I figured she would love this blue fade set. I got 3 so she could make like a nice like top, or she's quite petite. So if she does a cropped one, she could probably even get a full sleeve thing. But you know, I didn't want me to feel left out, so I also bought one for myself. I couldn't show it to you guys, so I gave it to her for her birthday. I'm so excited to knit this. I'm still not 100% sure what to knit. I feel a bit lost on finding 4-ply patterns. I was considering the Summer Sorrel because it's made for a fade. I think the top part of it would look lovely, but the whole thing is reverse stockinette, and I don't like wearing reverse stockinette out. I understand like in a fade, it fades the colors better, it blends better in a reverse stockinette because of the, you know, interlocking pearl bumps. But I decided no, because I don't want to wear the whole, I don't want a full reverse stockinette body. I don't think I would reach for that. Like just the beauty of the yoke is not enough for me to wear a full reverse stockinette body. So I don't know. Do you guys have some nice like 4-ply tee suggestions that would go with the fade set? They're so beautiful. Look at that. And Alicia, who's the dyer behind Natural Yarn Co., she does 3 skein, 4, 5, 6 skein fade sets. So you guys should really check it out. She has a pink fade set, which I have a 4 skein one of. I got that for my birthday earlier in the year. Now I have the blue fade set. Still struggling to find what to knit with both. And I saw that she also might have a green fade set. Or like a neutrally one. And if her Minamura, so this is by her as well, is anything to go by, her greens are going to be beautiful as well. It kind of goes with my couch. Like I'm really going for, I'm in a green mood this month. I think that's all, you guys. Thanks for sticking with me through this happy and cheery and joyful podcast. If you guys have any hints or tips to sort of, you know, find my footing back in knitting. Last time I asked, also people were like, start a new project, buy yarn. I've been doing that, don't worry. And I usually find watching knitting podcasts very motivational. Like, I like watching other people's choices, talking about what they've knit, what they think about it, different types of projects, colors, like all of that stuff. It puts me in the mood to knit. Sometimes when I'm watching knitting podcasts, when I'm doing other stuff like, you know, getting the train in or whatever, or if I'm at, you know, I'm cleaning or I'm working, I literally can't wait to be finished with what I'm doing so I can get back to the knitting, because I just find it so inspiring and so fun. So maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll watch some knitting podcasts. Maybe I'll just willy-nilly cast on new stuff. Can't hurt. Or if you guys have some suggestions, please let me know. Do you guys find that this happens? And if you do, what do you do to pull yourself out of it? Let me know. Help a girl out. I will probably be doing a Make 9 this year again. I can't believe it's come to that time of the year where I'm talking about the end of the year plans. Maybe even a video looking at my last year's Make 9 and seeing what I got done. And everything I knit in 2023 video, because that was one of my favorite videos that I did last year and it did really, really well. So you guys enjoyed watching it as well. Do you guys have any other video requests, any other suggestions? Let me know. Any questions to ask me, or just like pop in and say hello. I love chatting with you guys in the comments and reading your comments. I'm also on Instagram and Ravelry as KukieKnits, and I'm very active on both those platforms, so hit me up there. and hope you guys are having a better time knitting than I am, and hopefully everything is going well and you guys are excited for the holidays, and we're all, you know, wind up this year in a good and happy way. I will see you guys soon. Bye.